This is On the Beaten Path. We're in London, and this is our rock and roll tour through Soho. It smells like urine in there. Hit it.
You were stuck in a bad place. You were stuck with that bad face. There's no luck in the rat race, so baby, come on.
Here we are at the famed Palladium here in Soho. 1963, 15 million people tuned in to watch four floppy-haired dudes play some music that no one ever really heard before. Beatlemania was born. 47 years later, Justin Bieber tops the chart, and Whoopi Goldberg's sister act is now taking residence in the Palladium. It's a crying shame. Crying shame.
I'm gonna ask these people right here. What's one
When you're in London, not too many people are actually from London, so getting someone to help us out on cell phones, iPods, no one's really available for my help. Ask this guy. Excuse me, sir. No, nobody has any time for me today. Who will ask these ladies? No, there's not speaking English either. No one here can help me out. She's way too out of my league for this. I'm not even gonna bother asking her either. This guy here. I'm gonna ask the Indian guy. He knows what's happening. Sir, can I ask you a question? How do you pronounce this word? Is that Marylebone? Marylebone?
Marylebone.
Marylebone. Marylebone. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's good. Marylebone is how it goes. This is the Magistrate's Court, where before there was Pete Doherty and before there was Amy Winehouse, if you were a bad boy rocker, this is where you came. Mick Jagger got busted here in the 60s for having pot, and even later, Keith Richards got a 40-pound fine for drug possession. There's not a dealer to be found anywhere on this corner.
On our account.
Soho's cleaned up its act a little bit. Soho's cleaned up its act. Marylebone, Magistrate. Now they sell shampoo. Nothing gets unused for musical instruments here in London, as you can tell. There's a nice fellow here, I'm guessing homeless. I could be wrong, I'm not here to judge, but this is Carnaby Street, where I guess Austin Powers found his inspiration for his wardrobe. This is where rock stars used to come to buy their velvety suits and their frilly tops. And I think the Kinks also dedicated a song about flowers here. But I think I'm going to see if I can find a garbage bin to blow into and see if I can make some fine music. Maybe I should jam with my ukulele with this guy for a little while, although he might not make it till morning, I don't think. Yeah, he had a rough night. So our rock and roll road trip through Soho continues, and here we are on Kingsley Street, outside of a bar called the Bag of Nails. Not only is it a fantastic name for our bar, but it's where John McVie of Fleetwood Mac proposed to his girlfriend, Christine Perfect, also of Fleetwood Mac. Now, there's two great things about that story. Number one, her amazing last name, which she really should have kept. And number two, you shouldn't really marry anybody in your band. It's a judgment call, and I'm making it. Now, it also happens to be the bar where Paul McCartney first laid eyes on his future wife, Linda Eastman. It's where rock and roll hookups happen. On a side note, if you've seen a black Lumix Panasonic camera that was lost on June 18, please contact 077-67-024-737. There's no one there, but just ask for Bob and tell him you have his camera. Here we go. It's a dead end here. Lost already on our Soho walking tour. But one thing I've realized being in London is if you're near cardboard, you're always kind of home. That's nice. Like all rock stars eventually are homeless anyway, right? At some point or another. I think this is gross. beautifully tucked away off the busy street of Regent is this great little area called Hedon Street, or Hedon Street. It's really up to you. They tend to pronounce things a little bit differently here in England. But on this street in 1972 is where David Bowie posed with his guitar for the cover of The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust, which I will now try to duplicate. It's no longer essentially a rock and roll street. As you can tell, it's more of a power lunch center for men in suits, which is not very rock and roll. However, if you do wear a suit and you watch the show, I love the show. A man can work up a serious thirst on their rock and roll tour through Soho, so I'm gonna enjoy a nice little pint. Entertain yourself for a little while. So the rock and roll road trip through Soho continues, and now we find ourselves on Berwick Street. Now Berwick Street is famous for a lot of things. It's day market, number one, but number two, back in 1995, Oasis shot the cover of their What's the Story Morning Glory album, which happened to be their biggest seller, 10 million copies, I believe. And Noel Gallagher even said he thought the album cover was shit. Surprised he didn't save that prognosis for their last couple albums. Pardon me, sir, how much are your bananas? Now, while this might be a rock and roll tour, there's no reason why we can't include some hip-hop elements in it. Now, apparently at the Chrome Hip Hop and Accessories Emporium, we're gonna get all blinged out. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
Raj.
Raj. How are you, Raj? We've come to get blinged out. What can you show me?
Now you got plenty of nice bling bling stuff.
Nice bling bling stuff. What do you got here? Now,
Got that one. Old bling bling stuffs.
let's take on some of these. Question mark.
Try like this kind of
MC Riddler here. What else you got? Oh, you got some nice. Oh, look at yeah.
super one with the
Oh,
Batman.
It's impossible not to walk around the streets of London and get instant respect. Now, London is known for its hip-hop artists.
Look at the mirror. How is this?
Dizzy Rascal, and of course, my favorite, Jungle Brothers. Oh, you want to get with this because I got it going on. That's all you got to say when you're wearing something like this. But I want to go Mr. T style. I want to see essentially how many I can pile on in one go. Let's see here.
See?
What do you think, Raj?
Yeah.
It's good?
Now
we're talking.
Real rapper.
Now I'm a real rapping. We're gonna bust some rhyme. I'm gonna say it one time for my man Raj in London.
Exactly.
What do you think? Oh, this is like a.
Now you are sure now real hip hop.
All right. How much for this whole ensemble right here?
It's like 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 pounds.
80 pounds for everything you see
Special
right
price
here.
for you.
Special price for here on the beaten path. 80 pounds. Now these are real diamonds, obviously. Real diamonds. Look how many there are, and it's only 80 pounds.
Special deal.
Special deal for me.
Because it's a wholesale shop. When you go high street, it's expensive because we are wholesale. We half price
Wholesale. You heard it right here. On the beaten path is going hip hop. Check it out. Thank you, Raj.
No problem.
Catch you live somewhere on this planet.
Okay.
Peace. Here we are on the beaten path on our rock and roll tour through Soho, and I'm here with Layla Rose, which, by the way, is not her real name. We just actually found her around the corner working in one of those fine little neon lit establishments. Isn't that right, Layla Rose? No, it's not. Layla, tell me a little bit about your CD here that we found. What's going on here?
It's called the One
Camera's
Academy.
over there, Layla. Camera's right there. Show the world your beautiful face. Come on.
It's called the One Academy, and it's basically all solo artists that have come together to bring the funk back within the music industry.
And my question is, where did the funk go?
You tell me. I don't know.
Did it ever really leave? Have you ever heard of a band called the Benchmarks?
Yeah, actually, I have.
You have?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. Well, they reek of funk.
Yeah.
actually. And if you give us a holler, we're gonna share some music with you. But of course, how much is your CD?
It's £5. It's 33 songs, 2 discs, various types of genres from R&B to
It's a deal at twice the
hip-hop,
price. Hold out your little paw.
dubstep,
Hold out your little paw. Keep talking.
funky house dance. There's reggae, Studio One, dancehall, absolutely everything. We're just trying to cater for all. And as I say, £5, 33 songs, 2 discs.
I tell you can't beat that deal. Now, if the Benchmarks were to call you, would you go on tour with them?
If it was to be worked out with my manager and there was no problems, of course.
So this is your manager here.
Yes, indeed.
Who is this guy? Tell me, who is this? What's his name?
His name's Sparky.
Sparky.
Yeah.
His mom made an ill-advised decision at birth, obviously. Sparky. Now, the songs that you
no,
sing
not
on
at
here,
all.
tell me why you sing that one, right? I Can't Believe My Eyes. Are these autobiographical?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, no, what I mean by that is, I Can't Believe My Eyes was a song you wrote about something that you couldn't believe when you saw it? Perhaps a beautiful man, if you will? No, what's that about? Give me some love on that
That's
one.
about life, living your dream.
You can't beat that. Well, thank you very much, Heather Rose. There goes my ukulele, and you're on the beaten path. Thank you very much.
Now, on our rock and roll road trip, we've managed to come to Wardour Street. Now, there's a lot of reasons why you might want to come to this part of town. However, on the street is a world-famous marquee. Now, this is a place when it first opened up on opening night, Rod Stewart played there. And since then, a whole list of who's who in rock and roll has been there, including Pink Floyd and The Who, and it's actually where the Sex Pistols filmed the documentary God Save the Queen. And just a little bit further down, there used to be a bar where the band Yes formed. Now, you only really care about that if you're a Rush fan. But it happened. Prog rock. What an idea. Good old Ronnie Scott's. Open nightly from 6:30 p.m. until 3 in the morning. Now, people go to Ronnie Scott's for a variety of reasons. The Who went there. That's the first time they ever performed the rock opera Tommy. And it is allegedly, now we don't know for sure, but it's allegedly the site of Hendrix's last performance. And he died 2 days later after playing there. Now, we don't know if he was playing with friends after that, but that is his official last public performance. So, 3 seconds of silence for Jimmy. Okay. It's been a fantastic rock and roll road tour today. It's only fitting we end it in Soho Gardens here. And right in this area is where Paul McCartney has his music studio. And he's worth a couple dollars. And I figure if I sit here and play long enough, maybe we can get signed. This is On the Beaten Path. We're in London. Check us live somewhere on this planet. Peace. Now here we are at the Berwick Market here. Now obviously the health board here of England hasn't come by very often because apparently you can be shirtless and smoking a cigarette and still sell produce. Now we're here at no, we're not now because this is the first place we're at. But at that bar was where John McVie of Fleetwood Mac proposed to Christine Perfect. And at that same bar, John McCartney. Hello. Yes, excuse me, we're filming a show. Apologize, I was mildly distracted. Oh, stop. Now we're here on Berwick Street, which is famous for its street market